NC State basketball fans are on pins and needles at the moment. Do you know why? Because starting this morning, Crystal Ball Predictions, which is the 247 form of insiders making predictions on where recruits and transfers will commit, as well as on 3 predictions. They're kind of the two dueling online resources for transfer portal stuff nationwide. They have both started rolling in predictions for PJ Haggerty, Memphis guard, who hit the transfer portal, to go to NC State. Now, you may be saying, why, who, what? PJ Haggerty, including everyone committed. So it's not like just the best available in the portal. Everybody that entered into the portal in this recruiting cycle, he is, according to 247 Sports, the second best player, the best guard in the class. He was one of the leading scorers in the country, all levels, last year. And he hit the portal with an understanding that there is going to be a market for his services. And according to most, Field of 68, Corey Smith from Pack Pride, and national, local, whatever it is, NC State the clear front runner for PJ Haggerty right now, which is big. Big for 2 reasons. 1, good player, scorer. That's what you're looking for, right? Like that's an easy reason. Number 1 is he's a good basketball player. Reason number 2 is I have a tweet in front of me from Jeff Goodman of the Field of 68 back in about mid-April. Okay, so this is when portal was kind of cooking and everybody was really excited about it. Goodman tweeted, Memphis transfer PJ Haggerty's camp is asking for $4 million plus, and for him to spend majority of his time at point guard. Sources involved in the recruitment told the Field of 68. Him playing point guard, that's a question for Will Wade, right? If he goes to NC State, I don't have the ability to project if his skill set is one that will fit in Will Wade's offensive system, and if that's what the role he wants him to play. The $4 million plus ask is what I think NC State fans should be as much excited about as anything. Now, if they end up paying $4 million plus, there's a world where State, in April said, "Hey man, if your price drops to X, give us a call." And other than that, go get your $4 million plus elsewhere. So maybe it's not the full $4 million or 4 point whatever. But if there's the number 2 overall recruit in the transfer portal is asking for $4 million plus, and your team is in the mix, you have a level of resources that you did not have in the past. I mean, we're talking about like the reports are that last year's NC State entire NIL budget was under $3 million. Now you're in the mix for a player who's asking for 4 plus, and the favorite for a player that, according to Jeff Goodman, was asking for 4 plus. So even if you chop it in half, right? Even if you're getting him off the dented can special, right? Something happened, his market cratered, and you're getting him for $2 million. That's significant based on where you were recently, which means some of the promises, some of the plans that were discussed in the hiring of Will Wade are already coming to fruition.
By the way, if you're wondering out there how good is PJ Haggerty, let's throw out some numbers for you.
I love stats.
21.7 points per game.
There you go.
5.8 rebounds a game. 3.7 assists per game. What's Memphis? Memphis, very good team, by the way. He was the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year, was a second-team All-American, also was the American Athletic Conference Tournament MVP while leading Memphis to a 29-6 record this past season. Yeah, he's good.
He was the 3rd leading scorer across all of Division I men's basketball, behind only Eric Dixon, a senior for Villanova, and Trenton McLaughlin, a senior for Northern Arizona. He is the leading scoring underclassman in the entire country. So literally, stud, like very good player.
Good.
Like that's, there it is. The other side of it is how you get him here, and that to me is just as exciting, right? Because part of me, or I'm sure part of the fan base is, don't give anyone that much money. Part of me is, if you got it, flaunt it, right? If you can get a player because you have the cash that some of your competitors can't acquire, you will be better for it. There's no salary cap when it comes to everything that happens allegedly. All right, this is the guess and the hypothesis. Everything spent before July is not a condition to any revenue sharing cap or anything like that. So you can spend now, and it won't hurt you in the future as long as you have the cash. Now, if there's a concern, and I want to be clear here, we're incomplete, right? This is like, actually, we're going to talk about a guy who's doing just this. You know when an underclassman declares for the NBA draft and goes through the whole process just to get feedback from the NBA, and then they go back to school? And they're like, hey, listen, I know I'm not complete. I know I'm not done. Can you just give me an idea of what I need to work on? NC State's NCAA, or the transfer portal, assembling the roster is not done, okay? And they'd probably say, like, I know we're not complete. But if I'm looking at it and you're asking me, like, hey, what do you need to work on? If you get Haggerty, first of all, great. But Haggerty, guard, right? Looking at I want to make sure I get his height absolutely correct. But he's not this is not a versatile big situation. He's not 6'10", but with guard skills. Like, he is listed at, as my computer loads, 6'3". Okay, so 6'3". They've brought in commitments from a whole bunch of transfers. Terrence Arsenault, 6'6". Jerry Dang, 6'9". Colt Langdon, 6'7". Trey Holloman, the point guard from Michigan State, 6'2". Kadir Copeland and Alan Breed, both from McNeese State, 6'6", 6'3". Matthew Abel comes out of the high school recruiting, 5-star. He is listed at 6'5". Zamika Wilkins, another high school player, 6'8". What did you notice there? The tallest player, and they are returning Paul McNeil, who's another wing, 5. Nobody taller than 6'9". Nobody like on the roster right now is taller than 6'9". There's actually only 2 people on their official roster website, which is Paul McNeil and senior walk-on Jordan Snell. Size. You need big guys. You've done a great job wing defense. You've done a great job, I think, especially if you get Haggerty, at the point guard position, versatile skill set, leadership, dynamic ability. Done a great job on all of it. I don't love that your tallest guy is 6'9". Do you know why? Because we just saw UNC try this. We just saw them. And they actually had some guys that were like 6'10", 6'11". They just weren't, traditional posts. And it was tough. There were games where they were just outmatched down low. I hate doing this because, we just saw McNeese State upset a Power 5 conference in the opener of their NCAA tournament. But this is the ACC. You need to have some dudes down low. You do. So Haggerty comes in. I almost want to go like, good. You're good on the perimeter. Good. I want 6'10" or above for like 2 or 3 guys. They don't have to score 12. It'd be nice, but rebound, shot blocking, fouls, like you just need dudes. Other than that, Matthew Abel, huge get, and Haggerty would be a huge get, and everybody else fills a role really, really well. I like what they're doing, aside from the fact that I know how I'd attack them if they played tomorrow. I would send it into my post over and over and over again.
Yeah, if you're Carolina, looking pretty good against them right now. We got Visar.
Carolina overcorrected to having a massive lineup with Jaron Stevenson.
That's right, 6'11".
Caleb Wilson, who's a 5-star power forward coming out of the high school ranks. They've got a lot bigger real quickly, and supposedly Van Allen Lubin will go out of the portal back to UNC. I still don't fully understand that situation, but people keep telling me he plans to go back to UNC. That's a lot of size that they would just bully you down low. Unless, again, it's just incomplete, right? You're going back to school to work on this. Find some big guys.